Hey, this is Raul with another Mainland Motivation. A little more somber, but still with it. So, when I was 6 years old, my father passed away. And one of the biggest memories that I have from that moment in my life was his funeral. And it wasn't because of the amazing rendition of Wayfaring Stranger done by my Uncle Kenny, shouts out, but it was because of the number of people that were at this funeral. When I played football in high school, probably 12 years later, one of the things that one of the coaches said is, how do you want to be remembered? And of course, in that context, he was talking about sports and leaving it all on the field and making a good play. And it's like, yeah, that's good. And that all has its place, right? But I think it has a much deeper meaning in life. And so when he said, how do you want to be remembered? Honestly, I reflected on my father's funeral. In a church that seated about 1,200 people, there was no room. You couldn't stand, you couldn't sit. Even the foyer was filled with people. Foyer, I don't know how to say that. Anyway, the point is, every day you have the ability to affect people around you. And every day you do something or don't do something that is meaningful. So I want you to think about what you're doing in your day-to-day and how what you do every day affects others. You are the pebble that drops in the ocean, and the moves that you make are the ripples, right? So how can you make sure that your impact is one that is always bringing something to the table as opposed to taking things away, building up as opposed to tearing things down? How can you become a person that spends more time and energy creating rather than destroying, So, yeah, we motivate, and we're here about positive energy and focus and moving in the way that you want to move. And that stuff is super important. But it doesn't matter if it's not done in a way where the intent is to better the people you come in contact with. And the thing is, this is real life. None of us are going to make it out of here alive, right? So the goal should always be to leave something better than you found it. And honestly, my biggest example is my father in that sense, because in that funeral, and every time I reflect back to it, it lets me know that he made it a point to make situations better than he found them. And honestly, because of it, he died like 20 years ago. Actually, no, 30 something years ago. I'm old. Anyway. The impact was significant enough that I had a teaching placement at his old high school, and one of the math teachers went to school with him and told me all these stories. You impact people every day. You affect people every day. And so I just want you to think deeply about how you want to be remembered. Take it easy.